Well, the first thing is to be able to say convincingly to people, I can't design a how for you. We use the metaphor of a battery. You've got a battery, I've got a battery, everybody's got a battery, and everybody's battery is different. Okay? And everybody's got to take responsibility for charging their battery. And I had this discussion last night. Somebody was saying to me, how do I charge my battery? I don't know, but what I can do is I can give you some tools that'll help you to charge them. And the tools work in three fundamental areas. They're all about how do you change relationships, because that's where energy comes from. There's nothing else in the world actually than relationships. So, but that's a nice universal detail. But the first one is the relationship between you and you. Which you and which you? The real you, which is that unique, never to be repeated, is just a 1 in a 10 trillion, and the ego you. It's a constant battle that each one of us has to be more of the real and less of the ego. And there's some nice, simple, easy tricks, processes that say, today I'm going to be a little more real and a little less bullshit. Pardon my language. Right? I'm not going to tell stories about this and this and this. I'm going to tell stories about that and that and that, because those are true stories. And if you're listening to me, why would I tell you a bullshit story? See? So it's do a little more of the things that give you pleasure. And things that give me pleasure are right down to things like, simple things like, ask me what I would look forward to as a dinner tonight. Roast lamb and green peas. If I think about roast lamb and green peas, my energy goes up. On the other scale, if you ask me what I don't want, it's Brussels sprouts. Now, for goodness sake, don't eat Brussels sprouts if you don't like Brussels sprouts. You know what I mean? And that sounds simplistic, but it's a consciousness that says, I want more of this and less of that. That's what I need, and the word is balance. I want a more balanced life for me. If I like running, I want to do a little more running. If I like Pilates, I want to do a little more Pilates. If I like meditation, I want to do a little more meditation. If I like singing, I want to sing. If I want to play the piano, I want to play the piano. Whatever. But what fits you won't fit me. But that's okay. So it's an awareness of what gives you more pleasure inside. The second thing is when you and I meet. When the real me meets the real you. Now, if the ego me meets the ego you, that's trouble, pal. We're going to get nowhere. So the more I build trust in our relationship, the more we communicate, the more we listen, the more the relationship yields. And so that's trust. So the first word is balance, the second word is trust. So the third relationship, the key relationship for most people, is a sense of belonging. So the word is belong, and it's the relationship between the real me and the real us. They need to belong to a school or a family or a church or a country. And if you think about our population of non-white people, of black people, before 1994, how could they say we were proud to be South African? They were damn well not. And quite understandably. And so how alienated can you possibly feel if the country you live in is not something you're proud of? So when we belong, we need to belong in a way that we make a difference. And not only make a difference, we leave a footprint, and we're proud of what we belong to. So there are three words. It's how do you find more balance in your life? How do you find more trust in your relationships? And how do you find a greater sense of belonging?